The holidays, they can be stressful for many, and learning to navigate all those expectations can be a challenge. So we got expert advice from St. Alphonsus on how focusing on your own mental health this time of year can be the greatest gift of all. That's in today's Life in Balance. Kim, it's so great to have you here. You know, we're coming into the holiday season. It's exciting, it's fun, but it can also be really stressful, and we need to keep our health in mind. So give some advice. What are some things that we can all do to keep ourselves healthy this time of year?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me here. This is a topic that's near and dear to my heart, and I'm so excited to share my tips with you. Health is a really broad term for all aspects of our well-being, and this includes what most people think of, our physical health, but our mental health, our social health, our spiritual and emotional health, and our financial well-being are all equally important aspects of our health that we need to tend to this time of year.
Absolutely, and those are all things that are just, it requires balance, right, as we approach this, because that's a lot of things to juggle, in addition to all the celebrations that we're trying to manage as well. Okay, so first on the list, you had mentioned physical health, right, and that's the first and foremost to people's mind. So give some tips. What can we do to keep that healthy this time of year?
So physical health, I really encourage individuals to go back to basics.
Okay.
Nutrition is a very important aspect of our physical health. Ensuring that you're getting enough fruits, vegetables, color in our diet, lean proteins, and filling up our plates with those kinds of foods this time of year can be really important for our immune system as well as our physical health and functioning.
Yes.
And it also helps during those holiday gatherings to be a little full on the good stuff so you're not indulging too much in the treats.
I was just going to say, that's kind of hard this time of year, right? But we do have to stay focused, like you said, because
Yes.
we want to keep our immune systems high. The last thing we want
Exactly.
is to get sick during all this busy season, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in addition to physical, though, you also mentioned mental health. Tell us about that.
Mental health is important this time of year, and especially this year after we've come off of a 2-year hiatus and changes to many of our holiday traditions that we have come to know and love over the years. And our social dynamics and family dynamics are important for us to navigate, but some people may be really excited to jump back in, and others are feeling apprehensive and maybe even anxious about what that looks like for them.
Okay, and then on top of that, right, this can all create stress. We're trying to manage our physical health. We're trying to eat well. We're surrounded by all these goodies and these temptations, and it's like, no, I have to manage. Then you got all the emotional, like you'd mentioned, the mental health as well, which creates stress. So help us with navigating stress. How do we check all the boxes on this? And then how do we manage our stress level during this time of year?
Very important to think about the family and social dynamics and what your personal feelings are about that, and allow yourself to feel whatever it is you're feeling. If you're feeling really excited, let yourself be excited. But if you're feeling apprehensive and anxious about seeing friends and family maybe more than you have in the last 2 years, allow yourself to feel that and then honor that feeling. If you need to say no to obligations or to requests from friends or family, don't feel bad about setting that boundary if it's going to protect your mental health. It's also so important to make sure you're getting enough sleep. Of course, we recommend 8 hours per night, and that's nearly impossible for many of us, but getting as close to that number as possible will help with both your physical and your mental functioning. And then I also recommend making time for self-care and reflection, however that looks for you. That'll look different for me than it does for you, but knowing what tends to our own physical and emotional self during this time is so important for us to be able to interact with both ourselves and others in a positive way.
Oh, you know what I'm loving? I'm loving that this is a time of year where we really think about others, right? We're giving and we want to make everybody happy, which is important, but I love how you're mentioning that we still need to make ourselves a priority.
100%.
Right? Because we can't give and we can't make this celebratory and share the love that we want if we're not loving ourselves.
100%. And then being sure that you're communicating your needs to those around you and encourage them to do the same for you so that you can take care of one another, because that's truly the spirit of the season.
So well said. Okay, so where can people go so they can learn more?
You can visit our website at stalphonsus.org, and in the search bar you can type in stress. And under that you'll find our blog that has postings on things such as holiday stress, but also navigating other stressful times of year so that you have a resource to go to any time of year to manage your own emotions.
Wonderful, Kim. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.